Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Woo-wee! Episode 78 of the Dirt Life Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I am Georgie Hammel, your host, and tonight we got an awesome show. We're taking a little bit of a break from doing like the full-on interview status, and tonight is going to be really cool because we want you guys to join in, talk moto, talk side-by-sides, talk about whatever you want. We're going to talk a little bit about Supercross season. We're going to talk about upcoming motocross stuff. We're also going to talk about, well, the side-by-side race that happened this weekend that James went to. And, yeah, we're just going to have a whole bunch of fun and just have a mellow, chill show with you guys. So we can't wait to talk with you guys. Please come on our Facebook channel or our YouTube channel we got over here and comment in. Ask us questions. We have two awesome guests today. Sitting to my immediate left, we got our buddy Steve Westfall from Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, also known as, well, as Casey says, Davey Millsap's mechanic. So what's going on, Steve?
Not much. How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely, man. I'm glad that we finally get to shake each other's hands because it's all been telecommunication before this. So.
Yes, for a while.
It's awesome to have you in the studio here at IMG headquarters, home every day of James Hill. What's up, James?
Hey, another great day at work, right? Let's do it.
You're sporting your dirt bike shirt today?
Yeah, I just woke up with this, you know?
Yeah, that's how it rolls.
Yeah, and then here we are.
Are you buddies with Twitch too?
I know him, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody in Temecula knows Twitch, right?
Yeah, he's like a
local celebrity.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He is a legend, yeah, but when you're this close, you know.
So I've seen his Instagram of him passing by my house, doing wheelies by my house, and I've never actually seen him in my whole life. So it's hilarious. But yeah, so we're really stoked. We want you guys to all join us and comment in, have a little bit of fun with us. Tonight's show is just going to be pretty mellow, but we're going to have a good time. So like I said, we want to talk about, and I forgot to say that we have co-host extraordinaire from Arizona, Casey Peck, calling in. He's going to call in around 5:30, talk about what he's been doing. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to have him call in, James, is because he wants to do the Mint 400 this year, and you already have experience. So I want to have you guys talk a little bit of Mint 400 strategy, I guess you could say, right?
Right.
Racecraft. Is there racecraft in desert, or you just go pinned?
I mean, I'm kind of a rookie at the whole desert racing on bike things.
Yeah, but is a rookie better than a total beginner? You can still help, right?
Yeah, I got some tips. Wide open. As fast as you can go.
Hold it pinned. So Casey Peck's going to call in a little bit. And, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Supercross, motocross. And one of the things that we can get out of the way real quick is Extreme E. So do you guys know about that? Do either of you guys know what that is? So Extreme E is like a new off-road racing series that's completely electric. It's going to be pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. One of the reasons that I like it so much, there's a couple people that are doing it that we all know in the off-road community, Sarah Price and Kyle LeDuc. I think it's going to be awesome to see them do well. But the biggest thing that I thought was cool about it was Lewis Hamilton invested in a team that's going to be competing in the series. So I thought that was pretty cool because that takes, off-roading to a new level, in my opinion, because he's at the pinnacle of motorsports. Yeah. And I thought he's not going to get in. He's not going to drive the car. He's not going to do any of that. But he's a real proponent of, I don't know what you want to call it, like renewable energy, recycling, earth guy, whatever you call it. And he thinks this is the next form of off-roading. So it'll be pretty cool. And they're all electric. Four-wheel vehicles. They kind of look like, an SUV, but they look bitchin'. And what they're going to do is the series takes the cars all over the countries and the world and uses all renewable energy all the way across the board. So any of the boats that take them, any of the vehicles that take them, any of the transports, everything is all renewable. So it's going to be a pretty cool deal to see, I think. Especially all the logistics. So I'm pretty amped to see what happens with that Extreme E series. And it kicks off, I think it's this weekend, actually, or this week. If not, then it's next week or weekend. But I think all those people are over there overseas getting ready to do it, man. It looks really cool, and I'm excited to see what it turns out like, especially that first race, man. You know the logistics getting that shit going.
It's not easy.
I know, right?
Do you know what the car count is?
I don't. I don't even know if there's a limited car count or what it is, but I know there's a lot of money being funneled in, and all the people that I've heard on the sidelines are saying it's really, really cool to see. The off-roaders that we know are part of Chip Ganassi Racing, so they have a full team. So it's pretty rad. And, well, Kyle LeDuc is in Alabama now, but it's cool to see people from Southern California getting out there and doing it. Like, really, really awesome, in my opinion. So anyways, I can't wait to see that. Clearly you guys don't know about it, but you guys should check it out. If any of you guys online haven't seen it, please go and check out the Extreme E Instagram page and check it out. Follow the people that are from the United States, Sarah Price, and as well as Kyle LeDuc, and check out their progress, because it's going to be really cool to see the United States battling for wins in a brand new motorsport series. Yeah, let's thank the sponsors before we get into it. Actually, you know what? You can always join us on Facebook and YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. We always have the shows live. And, yeah, man, we always have the archives available anytime. We've been seeing a lot of people coming up on iTunes and checking the show out. It's really cool. So thank you guys very, very much for being a part of the show and interacting with us. You can always slide into our DMs on Instagram at The Dirt Life Show. And
slide right in.
Yeah, always just sliding in there. And there's a bunch of people that do slide right in.
Yeah, I bet there is.
Hey, why don't you slide into Steve's? We've actually posted. Go over there and slide into his DMs too. We posted a story about these guys. So if you ever do want to talk about side-by-side racing or dirt bike racing, I'm sure these guys would like to have a word or two with you. But anyways, yeah, you can always check us out. Check us out on any podcast network, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all of them, Amazon, everything. And you can always contact us, like I said, at The Dirt Life Show on Instagram. The show is brought to you by our fantastic sponsors. One of the ones that's actually has got a sticker on this bad boy right here, this Polaris Razor that's got all the splatter paint on it. I wonder if we have a better camera angle so we can see that bad boy. There we go. Get a little bit of an outside view of that car.
We coming from here?
I think we're coming from that one now.
Got it.
We got all kinds of different ones. You want to come from over there? We can come from over there too. So anyways, we got James's car right behind us, and that thing's got some really cool KMC wheels on it. So thank you to Ryan Edwards and everybody over at KMC Wheels for always sponsoring this show. We really appreciate it. They're perfect. Your timing was great on that thumbs up.
I hit him with it.
So
cool, dude.
If you guys aren't watching the video and you guys are listening to it in archive state, please join the next video when we go live, because we're having a lot of fun over here. But yes, thank you to the guys at KMC Wheels for always being a part of the show. Those guys make fantastic products, so go check out all the stuff they make for UTVs at KMC UTV on Instagram, or at KMC Wheels if you want to get some truck wheels or Jeep wheels or whatever you guys want. Thank you to the guys over at Shock Therapy. I think you actually got some Shock Therapy stuff done, Steve.
Yep, got some springs for my Razor.
Yeah?
Night and day difference.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And weren't you saying that your Razor has the, what's
Fox. We have the Dynamax edition, so it's got the 3-switch.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ridden or driven in one of those, James?
Yeah.
Are they pretty sick?
I used Ryan's first Dynamics car, the KMC car.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, it's really cool. I mean, bolt-on stuff, like a spring kit on that car works super good because the valving's really cool. You can go soft, comfort, firm, I believe.
Yeah, or comfort, sport, hard, whatever,
but
somewhere.
You don't change it a lot on the road or on the trails?
Usually comfort or soft.
Just drive it nice?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hammer it. My wife said I was going way too fast last weekend on the way home, but I don't.
So since we're at the IMG headquarters, did you see any of the vehicles that people have brought in here? Did you get to walk around at all?
Not really.
We saw a customer that brought one in. It was pretty tore up. In fact, one of our buddies, Michael Camp, brought one in. He did a pretty good damage to the front end, ripped off the the front passenger portion of it. Yeah. So maybe he needs the dynamics and some shock therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He does.
So, yeah, thank you to the guys over at Shock Therapy. Justin and all those guys do a fantastic job. You can always use the code DIRTLIFE on the shocktherapist.com and get yourself some awesome products. And if you want to give them a call, you're a little bit more old school, tell them that the Dirt Life sent you and talk to anybody up at the front, and they'll help you out for sure. So thank you to the guys at Shock Therapy for helping the show since day one. And, yeah, thank you to the guys over at EFX Tires. I think you got some EFX tires on that bad boy, too, don't you, James?
Yeah, we outfitted this year, so.
Dude, that thing is clean. I love the way that car looks. The white front grille and everything. That thing looks so clean. How did those tires do at the last race you did, the Parker race?
They worked great. They're a good all-terrain.
Yeah.
And then they're pretty lightweight as far as the size is considered, especially on the.
What size are those? Because those look pretty big.
They're 32.
Those are pretty massive tires.
Yeah.
What size of tires are you running, Steve? Are you running pretty big dogs?
No, 30s.
30s?
Yep.
I guess that's still pretty big. I mean, like,
I'm cheap.
dude, I think I have 30s
Yeah.
on the YXZ though. I don't even think any bigger tire would fit on that thing. And they look huge, dude. 30s look big on a side by side.
Yeah.
Dude, the OG days we were running like 26s, right? What was
Yeah.
the first tire that you got for your UTV?
26.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And like doing, I think the pre-Dirt Commander, the GBC stuff or
Yeah.
something. I don't know what it was.
But dude, that's such a well. I guess that's still the short course tire, right? Like what you would run if you read a Nobby in the short course series. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Yeah, and thank you to the guys over at Zollinger Racing Products. They make fantastic stuff. I don't know if you can see it in any of the camera angles, but behind us there's a Can-Am side cover for an engine, and man, they make some insane stuff on their CNC machines. It's just crazy. The elevation of the UTV industry, like we're just talking about tires, but man, they have some insane cool stuff that they make. Tie rods, everything, all the way down to just hard parts. The elevation of the UTV industry is going so big. It's so cool to see. So thank you very much to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. Go check them out at ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE. You can save a whole bunch of money on all of their products, and help us out too. Help our partners. I'm wearing my brand new Cryo Heat shirt today. So thank you to the guys over at Cryo Heat. They're always doing awesome stuff. I don't know if you've ever had anything, any metal or anything like that tumbled or hardened, Steve, for any of the racing stuff that you've done or any of the mechanicking you've done over the years.
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those guys over at Cryo Heat do a bunch of stuff. They do CV joints. They make Pro Mod transmissions for Polaris that, like, I think he said they lose like 30% of the weight or 15% of the weight or something in the transmissions. It's insane cool. So hit up Josh over at Cryo Heat and talk to him about how he can help your guys' racing program. And last but definitely not least, thank you very much to the guys over at Solder World for always helping us save our race and save our ride. They have basically what's called a off-road repair kit. It's basically a first aid kit for your UTV, so you can bond any metal on course or on the trail, and all you need is a little bit of map gas, and you can repair your race, repair your ride. So use the code DIRTLIFE at solderweld.com and go support them as well, because they've been supporting the show since day one too. So all right, man. Well, let's get into our topics today. So I guess the first topic I wanted to talk about was, well, we'll wait for Casey to call in to talk about the Mint. But the first topic I wanted to talk about was motocross. Like, when does training and preparation start for the new motocross season?
They actually started this week.
Oh, really? Like right now?
Yeah.
What good timing for me to ask that question then?
Yeah.
No way. How's that go doing? Is he on course yet, or is he still hurt?
He's still amending to his back a little bit, but he'll be okay.
What happened to him? Because I didn't get the whole story.
Compressed some vertebrae in his back a little bit. So.
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful with that, man. That's nothing to mess with.
No.
So when they start doing the training, or all the riders start doing all the training and things like that for the motocross season, does that mean that they actually change their training program too? Like,
No, it's just the riding changes a little bit.
and that's
So
about,
instead of riding Supercross during, like last week they rode Supercross, this week they'll ride outdoors.
does it mess up their Supercross training? I always wondered that.
They've been riding Supercross since October.
Yeah.
So you think October,
Muscle
November,
memory.
December, January, February, March, like
Yeah.
6 months. You almost, that little bit of break, it's kind of like a refresher when you come back.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got 5 rounds left, so hopefully it's like a little,
Change of pace, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, it gets
like
them all
a
fired
little
up.
reset.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. How many rounds are left of Supercross?
5.
You just said that. Where are they all going to be at?
So we got 3 in Atlanta,
Yeah.
and then Salt Lake.
Oh, okay. They cap it off.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been doing pretty good in Supercross this year too, man. Jalik's been killing it.
Yeah, he's been doing good. Better.
So
A lot better.
how many total guys do you have on the team?
6. So I got 6 pros and then 2 amateurs.
Oh, okay. Dang. So you guys are pretty filled up then.
Yeah.
Where didn't the amateurs just have an amateur national now too?
Yeah, that was they had 2 in Texas. First one was Spring-a-Ding, or I forget what the exact Spring-a-Ding maybe, which is where, I don't know if you ever heard of Kyle Regal.
Yeah.
Remember the name? Okay, so he started his track over there, and then the other one was at Clayton Miller's
Oh, right on.
at Freestone.
Those tracks look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's awesome. We already had a comment come in. George Egan said, "What's up, man? How are you?" Yeah, fire away with any questions. I know George actually he slid into our DMs and told me that he was he was actually looking to get his first side by side pretty soon. So you guys would be a good group to talk to when he does get that thing. I think he's saving up for a razor. So we'll have to see what he ends up doing. Shoot, if you live in Southern California, come over to IMG Motorsports and talk to these bad boys about getting that thing all safe and secure for your whip, George. We got a bunch of comments coming in from, I don't know how you say it, Scrix360. Oh man, he said he was super bored. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the motocross season that's coming up. One of the questions that we always have in the rapid fire at the end of the shows is motocross or supercross, and almost everybody that we've had on the show picks supercross, like because it's such a fan sport. Mm-hmm. But I always in my heart have loved motocross more than anything because it's so like I don't know, that's what everybody grows up doing, right? Like
everybody goes out to the hills. It's not like you're in a stadium.
Right.
Exactly. Well, you go out in the hills actually all the time, James.
All the time. I love it. I'd prefer to go watch Supercross, like
if you're just watching.
I mean, it's the atmosphere that used to be, the atmosphere of like going to A1 through the roof. It's just crazy. So yeah, I mean, I like riding myself more in the hills.
Yeah.
So watching motocross is cool. It's adaptable to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of a tough one.
Yeah, well, I can see what you're saying. Like, do you want to watch it? If we were still young guys, it would be a little bit easier to say, like, which one we want to go do, because we probably want to go hammer it a little harder. But, dude, I love motocross, and I've always wondered because I got hurt at my first national at Glen Helen, but I've always wondered what the next year would have been like for myself. Like, that's why I asked the question about training. Like, where does the training start? Like, how gnarly does it have to be for the guys? Way back in the day, we didn't have these Alden Baker programs and stuff, so it was a lot different. But I've still, every year, wondered how they transition from one mix to the other.
It's the motos. Going from doing, 20 laps on a Supercross at 50 seconds.
Yep.
Or 20 minutes, I should say, whatever. You're out there 21 to 35 to 38-minute motos.
Yeah, and that's
in 100-degree heat.
That's true, yeah.
Compared to 60 or 70, I mean, it's warm in Florida right now where they're at.
Yep.
Still, 40 minutes going wide open for, 40 minutes wide open.
Yeah, that's so gnarly, dude.
Gnarly.
Yeah, that's so gnarly. I can't even sit down for 40 minutes, like, when it's that hot out now. That's so cool that they do that, though. And I've really enjoyed watching the last probably, 3 or 4 years of motocross. Because I feel like it's getting to be as gnarly as it was, like, kind of late 90s, early 2000s. Like, it's kind of picking up that gnarliness again. Like, all those dudes are going, like, balls to the wall like they used to. Not taking away anything from the guys, like, in 2011, 2012, but they were going so fast in the early Carmichael, James Stewart days, and now it's like, I feel like it's really elevating now again.
There's a new group.
Yeah.
That group is... Yeah. Even you see it in the amateurs too. Like that next group is
trying to prove
is starting to come.
Yeah,
and it was like I don't even know how to explain it, but now it's like there was like a little bit of a pause. When we had the reset in 08 or whatever because of the whole, when the economy crashed and everything.
The financial,
it just kind of like stopped, and then now it's like even though it's been 12 years, but now it's starting to ramp back up. Yeah.
And it seems like the talent and stuff too, like everybody's so much hungrier now too for all that stuff. I just love watching it, dude. Like I love Supercross and I want to watch it whenever I was going to say every Saturday night. But I love watching it, and but every time motocross comes on, I could probably replay it like 2 or 3 times just cuz I enjoy it so much. Yeah. How has it been like doing all the Supercross races? I don't want to say back to back, but in a different order than you're used to.
It's different. The hard part's being away from the family, for those 10, 12 days.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because you're used to just coming back on Monday.
Yeah, usually you're gone, Friday, Sunday, Friday, Sunday, Friday, Sunday, and now you're like Thursday because you have to get tested.
Yep.
And then you don't fly back till that,
Wow.
You do a Saturday, a Tuesday, and then another Saturday, and then you don't come back till that Sunday.
Yeah,
So
and
you're
then
gone 10 days roughly.
and there was a couple that were right now up against each other too, right? There wasn't a break, or
Indy. Like I literally flew home on a Sunday and then back on a Thursday.
Whoa.
And then 3.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's got to be heck on the riders too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
are those guys staying there?
Yeah, so they would. So in Houston they stayed. Indy they stayed just because the weather was so bad. In Indy, you don't. If you leave, you don't. Am I going to make it back because of the snow and all the other stuff? So yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's crazy though. It's kind of cool for us though, at sitting at home because we get to watch it so much more during the week. So that's really cool for us. But man, I could only imagine what it does for all of the people that are the part of the traveling circus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. What about everybody else, like the truck drivers and stuff? Are they liking it more? Because they don't have
They're
to drive
just used to it.
Yeah. They just
I mean,
go.
they're gone on the road so much that they're used to just being gone. So it's probably nicer for them because they actually get to, maybe see us more. I don't know if that's good or bad, but they get to hang out and talk, I guess, instead of just hanging out with the trucker buddies.
Does the truck come back more?
No.
Oh, okay.
It won't come back till after Salt Lake.
Okay, so it's the same for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
They flew back because we have this, 17 days right now.
Yeah.
So they're here now, and then they'll leave next week and
go meet up with the truck again.
Yeah, it's in
wherever
Atlanta.
it is.
Yeah, South Carolina, somewhere that way.
That's good. That's kind of cool. And so when you do come back though, like right now, do you have a little bit of extra time to spend with family?
Kind of. I took last Friday off. And
Sick
I had
day?
the weekend. No, I put in for it.
Nice. PTO. Doing it the right way, the responsible way.
Yep, the responsible way. Then I
That's-
can never get questioned.
That's what James has to do too. He's going to put in some PTO here.
Yeah.
Go to the Lucas race, or what are we going to call it now? The gas short course race with me.
I think we should.
So I don't know if you know, Steve, but the Lucas Oil Off Road unfortunately closed its doors.
That's what I kind of heard, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
So one of the guys that ran the regional series for that, his name's Lee Perfect. He picked it up, and now they have a Great American Short Course that's going to come back and take over it for the Southwest. It's going to be pretty cool, and their first race is April 11th, I think it is, and we're definitely going to go out there. So it'll be cool for James to go out there too.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Victorville, so it'll be I think a new track.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's
Where?
always cool to see. I don't know.
It's I believe it's the state. Well, it's part of the some type of fairground they've got up in Victorville. So I've been there for another event, but I've never been to. I believe I'm not sure if you know, George, if they've done a short course there before.
Oh, did they?
I think so. I think
Oh.
Lucas Regionals did a race there
Okay.
last. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm glad that Lee is like getting back into it and getting all these things done, but I still think he should put in for some new tracks. How sick would it be, Steve, to ride side by sides on part of the motocross track at Glen Helen? Like that would be so much better than just that short course track.
Yeah.
Have you ever ridden your side by side or anybody side by side on a track?
Not a little one, small, very
okay.
small.
Now-
Yeah. I'm too nervous of doing something stupid.
Actually, have you ever gone to like any type of Lucas off-road race or anything like
Yeah.
that? You have? Where was it
a
at?
while ago. Elsinore, I think, back
Yeah.
forever ago.
Yeah. Elsinore used to crank.
Still my favorite track, dude.
Yeah.
I love that track. I love that Matterhorn jump. That was even though I wadded it up there, that was my favorite part of the whole track. Because the side-by-sides couldn't get over that big tabletop in the middle.
No. I think the SR1s a few people might have downsided that thing.
That thing was huge, though. It was like, what, 120 feet or something?
It was mega.
It was massive. I wish we could have got over that thing because it was badass. But, yeah, so at least you got to see those things. Did it ever make you think about, like, holy shit, these little four-wheel vehicles, like, they're so gnarly for people to be doing motocross with a four-wheel car?
No.
You
Just
thought
because of the cages
Yeah.
and everything that's like,
I always thought it was. Like, the first time I went to see it, I was like, these dudes are nuts.
I mean, they're a little, not all upstairs, but I mean, at the end of the day,
Hey, thanks, bud.
they're sending it for
Yeah.
sure. But I mean, the safety and stuff that's built into them, I mean, it's
Right.
pretty
Yeah, I think
legit.
the guy right to your left might know a little bit about the building safety into him.
We try.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make it as safe as possible, but, cut some weight.
John
Yeah.
Lewis commented and he said San Bernardino, what did he say? San Bernardino County Fair in Victorville. Is that where you were talking about
Yeah.
then? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the spot.
And yes, Lucas Regionals used to run there. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So I've never been there, John, so it'll be cool for me to get up there and check it out. I'm really just excited about how it's going to go, and I'm really excited for everybody to kind of get kicking off a little bit and get this side-by-side racing. In my opinion, the side-by-sides are going to be the popular ones because so many people have them now. But, there's going to be pro buggies. There's going to be all kinds of different ones out there. So it'll be cool to see everybody come back. Let's see here. Mint 400, since Casey's going to call in just a little bit, you've done the Mint 400, James.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out there, Steve?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Man, you've been in this motocross game way too long, dude. We got to get you diversified.
Never home.
He's at the tracks, dude.
Dude, always. Yeah, at a track or at a hotel, right?
Yep, pretty much.
We got to get you to diversify a little bit, or at least go out on side-by-side with you, ride with you so you can talk about something other than motocross.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So that'll be. But actually, you're the one that we're going to have to go on the side-by-side ride with because you know all the good trails.
Me or him?
Well, both of you guys.
Dude, we can link him up in the middle.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Really?
From my house.
Yeah.
Maybe hit the bomb shelter for lunch.
Yeah.
And then on to his
What the
house.
heck is the bomb shelter?
Lots of beer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds good to me. I'm sure there's going to be some other people that are going to be down with that too.
Yeah, there is.
Always.
Speaking of beer, we got some KMC beers called Checkers or Wreckers right here. I don't know if you've seen these bad boys.
No.
But those things are pretty cool. One of your buddies, I think, made these, didn't he, James?
Evan did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those things are pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to crack one open. But
Have you tried one?
No.
Oh.
I know a dude that doesn't drink, and I don't drink either, really. So
Well, you're up, I guess.
just gonna have to hit one. One of these days, I'll have to try it. I definitely want to go on a side-by-side ride. I think it would be super cool to. That'll be my. I don't know, my virgin kickoff to side-by-side riding. And I thought everybody had to take trailers, though.
Where? No.
Where?
That's awesome.
Here?
No,
Now
straight from the house.
That's
Bring the unicorn.
But I gotta take a trailer to get it to your house, though. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
In Arizona, I would just motor over to your house, get gas, and then go.
That's the difference between the state lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much nicer over there, though. Go to the post office in the side-by-side, get a burrito on the side-by-side.
I mean, we drive ours into town to go get pick up pizza and then come back home, but
there you go.
it's frowned upon sometimes.
They don't like it over there?
It depends on who you run across. But
I think we got Casey Peck on the line.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
how's it going?
Casey,
Doing good.
we got Steve Westfall in the studio, or at IMG headquarters, and then we got the big dog James Hill in the studio too. Just dropped a couple water bottles.
My bad.
That's awesome. How's it going, guys?
Good, you?
Doing good, thanks. I'm chugging down a recovery shake. I cut my ride a little bit close, and I was doing frontage road math to figure out if I was going to get there in time, and I barely made it. So I'm ready to go.
What ride were you doing? Was it a dirt ride or a pavement ride?
No, yeah, I was living my road life at the moment. So I got like a 30-mile loop I do to start off the week every Monday. So nice way to get 1,000 calories off and get rid of this COVID weight.
Oh, that's funny. Steve didn't say anything, but he rolled his head and moved his arm.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Well, how's things been going over there, dude? We were talking a little bit earlier. I want to talk about the Mint 400 because it's coming up. It's at a different time this year. I think they're going to do it in November. Is that what you heard too, James, or no?
I thought it was shifted to December, but
Okay, so it's at the end of the year.
we'll see what
Yep.
happens.
Yeah, I think they moved it to November and then changed their mind and moved it to December. So give a little more time to do a little more training.
Yeah, so you can get more Monday rides in?
Yes.
So
Correct.
You want to do the Mint 400 this year, Case?
Well, I was trying to keep it low key just in case it didn't work out. But yes, I I do want to do the Mint 400 this year, but not completely off the couch. But yes, I want to do it.
Yeah, I just saw that you were riding your dirt bike a little bit here and there at some of the off-road races in Arizona.
Yeah, I actually Jeremy Giroir talked me into doing this one out in San Manuel on a Wednesday, and the race was Saturday. So we that one was right off the couch, and that was pretty fun to get back in the swing of things.
What bike did you ride?
I picked up an XCF 350 KTM, and man, I'm loving this thing. Super fun.
Have you ever ridden one of those off-road bikes, Steve? No, not yet.
Nope. 350 is fun bike.
How are they compared to the bigger bikes, like the 500 and stuff? Just way lighter?
So I
It's
won't be able to-
lighter. It's lighter,
Yeah.
easier to move. The power is a lot easier to ride compared to something than a 450.
Right.
I mean, if
right.
it was me, I would like
totally agree.
for a vet guy, like the 350 is a perfect bike for anybody.
Oh,
Any
really?
vet. Yep.
That's cool. Because Casey was trying to tell me that to get a 350 too, and I always wanted the 500 just because I was like, oh, well, if you're going to go, you get more horsepower, you can muscle out of things. But I don't know if it's that agile and that good.
It's pretty fast.
Is
It's
it?
faster than you would think.
That's cool.
And even the one that I believe yours has an 18-inch rear wheel, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
correct.
Yeah. Even that one,
Yep, does.
you know, it's still like it'll pull some. You'd be surprised.
That's cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm super 100% surprised. So let me throw back old school a little bit. A mutual friend. So Dino Dan Hism, him and I would agree that
Yeah.
our holy grail of 250s, two-stroke 250s in the 90s is a 95 CR250, and that thing. Can you off the cuff? Can you tell me how many horsepower that thing had?
The Honda 250?
Yeah, the Honda, the 95 CR250.
Probably 43, I think, something.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
Was it?
43 to 45, somewhere around there. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this thing in stock trim is like 54.
Yep.
Holy crap.
54 to 55, and then you do a little work to it and put a pipe on it, and
It rips?
almost 60.
Dang, man.
Wow.
So, sounds like I need a pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with this thing.
It's basically
super
take
fun.
a 250
Yeah.
and just put it on steroids
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day.
It sounds like I might be getting my mind changed a little bit. Is it cheaper as well? Can I be a little bit more budget friendly?
They're
with
pretty
it?
reliable, honestly. I got a buddy from back home that he's got one that had 160 hours on it and didn't do anything.
Whoa,
other than change
really?
The oil
Nice.
and air filter.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you got a good bike then, Case. Man, that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a little bit of influencing from our buddy Dino.
He's hit me up a couple times and it, said something about how awesome that bike was that he had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's buying another one. I don't know whether he did or not. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He picked up another one,
Yeah.
the SX version. Yep.
Do those have linkages on them, or are they the shock on the mounted on the swing arm?
I can't remember.
Oh, well,
Yes,
that's
that one has the linkage. That was my
Yeah.
my biggest thing. So my buddy Will bought the W version because he wanted the lights and didn't want to mess with it. And so I point and laugh, and I'm like, yeah, for $400 I've got lights, but you'll never have a linkage.
True.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But do the off-road guys, do they not use a linkage for like hitting rocks and shit, or does it like what's the reason they don't have linkages on them?
Well, back in the day, the reason was that they didn't have a link was KTM's claim to fame of no link or whatever.
Yeah.
But when the air boot, the shock was never center; it was off center. So
Right.
then the air boot was a direct, straight shot for the air.
Oh,
That's why they were always so fast back
Huh.
in there.
that makes a
early
lot of sense
2000s.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you got been getting out a little bit more, Case. It's pretty sweet. So does that mean that you're actually riding a little bit more, like trying to go regularly now?
Yeah, I actually have been trying to get out a couple times a week, actually. Got a little, well, it's not a secret spot, but there's a spot that I had no idea behind the prison out here that, you know, maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes away from my house. And it's actually pretty sweet. Got some good loops, a bunch of single track. Don't have to worry about, you know, quads flying down the wash or anything. And you can just concentrate on, you know, getting out and clearing your mind a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Have you guys been going out with a bunch of different people, or just you guys?
Yeah, just a small little group. I've been riding with Jeremy a bunch, and you remember Ray, of course, Ray as well. And then it's funny how it goes when you get back into it a little bit. You start meeting all those dudes that you haven't seen forever, and, you know, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, if you guys have been riding dirt bikes lately, because I think you have, haven't you, James?
Yeah, I went to Paris last Wednesday and did some riding.
Oh, at the track?
Yeah, at the track.
How about off-roading?
Nice.
It's been a couple probably 3 weeks since I've been just out in the hills.
Is it mostly the same crew that goes to both of them, the track and the desert, or we'll call it desert, but off-roading?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. What about you? Have you been getting on two wheels at all? No?
No, my boat.
Yeah.
And
boat
the razor.
and the razor.
That's
there
it.
you go.
I got it. That's the only way I can decompress my mind.
You're around two wheels so often, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's days I miss it, but then the kids ride, and then
have the girls wanted to ride your dirt bike, Case, or like wanted you to take them for a ride?
No, not really. But out of nowhere, Lily was like, "Hey, I want to go to that race." And I'm like, "All right, let's go." And she hung out and had a good time. And then she's washed our bikes a couple times. So
whoa,
kind of cool. Yeah.
There you go.
Send her over to the house and show my kids how to do it. Please.
That's the reason I was asking those questions, is because I was going to give Steve those questions as well. Like, so when the boys ride, because they have the electric Husky mini bikes or whatever they're called, right? I don't know what the model is called.
Yeah, those I just get from work, but they have I probably shouldn't say this, but they have two Yamaha PW or a TTR 50 and a TTR 110.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are they learning, though, like learning the ropes? So, like, one cool thing that Casey would always ask a lot of the guests on the show is, what was your first bike? And everybody would say PW50, right?
I had
like,
one of those. Actually, we still have it, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay, cool. So do they learn and be able to get all of their, I don't know, cleaning skills, like wrenching skills and all that stuff on those bad boys?
They're getting better. I'd say, Parker does a pretty good job. He'll always want to wash it and clean it, but Ezra's the younger ones.
Well, how old are they?
10 and 7.
Oh, okay. So they're just
Yeah, but you ride it, you wash it.
Yeah, exactly. And it used to be you start it, then you can ride it too, right?
Exactly.
And then so I was going to go down the line, Casey, and talk to James, because James hasn't. The kid hasn't popped out yet, but pretty soon he's gonna be a daddy, and he's gonna have to buy himself a PW50.
I'm ready.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Send the sales ads. Thank you.
Wife's bike never ridden.
Dude, when you see them on Craigslist, send them to me, man. I'm looking.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's super.
You need one of those the baby born or whatever that thing is, right? On the front backpack.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, well, now they have those Stasics. Those Stasics are super cool.
Yeah.
Those things are rad, man. Your kids didn't have that when they started, did they?
No, we had the Strider without the battery.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they started.
So they just had massive legs compared to the kids with the batteries?
Pretty much is about how it goes down, yeah.
That's so cool to see that, though. I love seeing and hearing those stories. Like, it's just a small little conversation that we're having, but it means so much to me, because that's literally the reason that we started the show. Like, they're starting their dirt life right now, and they're learning so much. I mean, like you said, you're trying to get them to wash their bike a little bit more often.
Yeah.
But that's still the fundamentals of being able to get into something like this.
They can start it. They can check, put air in them, fill them up with gas. I guess that's the main thing. Right.
Have you had any proud dad moments when they're working on them or anything like that?
Yeah, it is. Like, just when they actually try and want to learn and understand it.
Are there certain weekends that they do that?
It depends on their how fast they want to ride them, and where they want to get to depends on how much they help and want to learn.
Nice.
That's cool. Yeah, that's kind of what Casey was just saying. Like, out of the blue, she wanted to go watch the race. Mm. Were you stoked when she said that?
Oh, you can't even put a price tag on that. Like, even if I didn't want to do it, I would have forced myself just so we could go daddy-daughter,
That's so cool, man. Yeah, and I know, because I know Casey personally, I know that would mean a lot to him. So now James is going to have those same things to have fun with, too. Yep. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Something new to look forward to. New races, different things.
Are you pissed that you're not going to be able to ride your dirt bike as much, though?
Not at all. Anytime. Just go home and get on it,
So
there's plenty of time.
I'm the host of The Dirt Life, and I think Steve and I both are the ones that are riding dirt bikes the least about right here. I feel guilty.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go get myself one. I don't know if I'll have the ambition that Casey has to go do the Mint 400, right off the couch, like basically what he's doing. But that's pretty cool. And one of the things that Casey told me that would mean a lot to him is to be able to go out and do something in remembrance of his father. Because him and his father always talked about doing a desert race or going out and doing one of those things. So when he told me he wanted to do the Mint 400, I was like, dude, I'll support you in any way I can, man. That'd be super cool to see you out there doing something.
You know what? Pops was always stoked on the we never did it, but the Barstow, what was that, Barstow to Reno? Is that what that old school race was? I think they're doing it again too, right?
What race is that? Do you know what that is, James?
Probably Vegas to Reno.
Maybe that's replacing it, but like way back in the day, it was Barstow to something or something to Barstow.
I know they do those like L.A. to Barstow to Vegas runs and stuff like that too.
It's not a race; it's more of a run.
Those are, but he could be. It was probably a race. I mean, there used to be so many cool like district and different off-road desert races that have gone by the wayside.
Dang, that would be
totally
badass if they could resurrect it.
Totally. So I think you're right. If I remember, I mean, this is way back. They shut that race down because of some tortoise thing or something in an area, and I think they just found a way to get around it, but couldn't race it. So maybe it is just kind of reliving the old nostalgia, doing some of the course and getting to the destination, but not actually, the whole thing. I'm gonna have to do a little digging.
They just put like a whole bunch of people out there on striders, and they have to look for tortoises and make sure they don't go on the track.
Yeah, it's funny that our Brian, when he used to deliver stone or trucks or was driving out there at one point out that way, if there was a tortoise crossing the road, I just remember this when we were driving to Vegas one year, he said that the truck would have to sit and stop until whenever the tortoise would cross the road.
You can't get out and like touch it?
No, they wouldn't let you touch it because of whatever the deal is with it.
That's hilarious. That's the same thing. Yep. The Gila monsters in Arizona are the same way. You're not allowed to mess with them at all.
Right.
Yeah. So
crazy.
That is crazy. And a tortoise? Why they got to do it with the tortoise?
Let's do it COVID style and just start your bike and, put a screen in front and everybody can zoom in and say how fast they went. That'll be the COVID race.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool that he used to talk about that race. Kind of makes you think about what races could be like resurrected and renewed in the future.
Right. Totally.
Dang, man, that's going to be pretty cool if you're able to do one of those races. What do you have to do in preparation for that kind of stuff? You know, James.
I mean, I know a little bit.
You've done it more than anybody sitting here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, desert racing is. I only have done the Mint, doing that stuff other than like a couple like hare and hound things, but extra wheel sets, man.
Yeah, just make sure you have extra wheels and just go wide open.
Right.
How for your pace, how fast are you going the whole time to manage your how tired you get? Like, are you going like 60%?
Well, the hard part for us was we raced like just plated class, so a dual sport class, which we started. They wanted us in the back because it was more like, hey, these guys are plated bikes, like put them
they're going to be
everyone.
slow.
So trying to fight through like AM classes or middle pack stuff, like we're going
so you
fast.
pass a lot of the dudes?
Tons.
Oh, really?
So that was kind of like, racing a sportsman class and a side-by-side. Like, sure, you can go fast, but you got to fight past all these guys too. But at the end of the day, I mean, it was fun and exciting to me to learn how to race desert on a bike. Like stabilizer, I would have never bought a stabilizer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And all of a sudden, like, you're dragging around a 3-gallon IMS tank or whatever and stabilizer and just across a lake bed doing 107. Like, yeah, this is bitching, man.
That is pretty crazy. Did you ever think about stuff like that, Case? Because I have a follow-up question for Steve.
I do, and I think the picture he just painted is a little bit different than the picture I've got painted in my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'll find a way to just finish. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get her done. And that one's got laps, right? So that one seems like maybe it's a little different.
Yeah.
I got lots of homework to do for sure.
Are you going to split the duties, or are you going to go the whole way yourself?
So I think I might try. Well, not might. We're definitely talking. I'm talking to somebody that I don't want to say it at the moment, just in case. I don't want to throw them under the bus, just in case it doesn't work out. But somebody in the industry is interested in doing teaming up on it.
Oh, right on.
So maybe a 2-man or possibly a 3-man. Yeah, again, for me, it would just be like something that you got done. You know what I mean? Got it done before you're too old, and you can kind of rest easy on that,
Yeah,
exactly.
That would be pretty cool. Did you ask Steve if he wanted to do it? Is he your secret guest?
If there's a way to stop and go fishing, I think I might be able to get him to do it.
Yes, you can sign me up.
Stop and fish for a little bit and then come back and see. Dude, we should make a poker run like that. Bring back one of the Barstow races and have it be a poker run, and you got to catch a fish to be able to finish the race.
Yeah.
Me, Steve, and Jerry Land, we could go fishing halfway
We
through.
could. Exactly. Yeah. That's a good one, actually.
So, fun fact, if you, I don't remember what episode Steve was on, but if you want to go back and check out some of Steve's background and hear about his hobbies outside of dirt bike racing, you can go check it out. He's definitely into fishing. He likes French fries more than guacamole, which I'm still very upset about. But yeah, so that's why the fishing came up. I'm still interested to hear, like, because James is like, oh, you just go out there and turn it wide open. Like he's not remembering all of the details in it.
There was plenty of sketchy stuff. Like I felt like I went out just out of a cannon. Like, hey, I want to get to the front, and that was not the move. Like I got.
Wait, what bike did you ride?
450X.
Okay.
05.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got one
05.
of those.
Yeah. And I gave it to Brian Pinard, who was a desert dude, and he kind of said, hey, here's what I would do. We did a few things, and that was it. It was fun.
What were the few things, and then how did you, like, give us a little bit of detail here,
All
bud?
right. Extra wheel sets. We built a good set of wheels on the bike.
That stabilizer was probably crucial.
Yeah, we did the stabilizer. It had a desert tank on it, so that was cool. And then he did a few mods, so like airbox and things like that, but it was honestly just really low budget because my concern was only just like going to finish. Like I said, it was the first time I got to do a desert race on my own and always wanted to.
Did you split any of the duties, or you did the whole thing?
I did it 2 years in that class, and the first year was with Cody Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So we split that, and then the second year was with Mike Camp.
Oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So you just split half and half?
Yeah, and I feel like I could have done the whole thing, but it was fun to split it because, once again, like we're not racing for money or anything. It was to pick it off the list and
just a
have
good
some
time.
fun.
Yeah, and plus, did you get tired in the portion that you did? Oh wait, when you split it, how many laps are there? First of all,
well, there was supposed to be 4 each time. Each time we got knocked down to 2.
Oh,
so
you just split each lap then?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it might have been like, let's just say 4 laps, and then one guy does 1 lap, and the other like a relay more than half and half.
Right.
So John Lewis chimed in and said Barstow to Vegas used to actually be a race, Casey. So maybe that's the one you were talking about.
Yeah, that's for sure the one I'm thinking of.
That's
definitely.
probably how far is Barstow to Vegas? So that's quick, isn't it?
Depends on what direction you go.
Yeah, I guess if you're going all the way through the
I mean, I would say 100 miles probably.
Yeah.
That's a pretty short race, and if you ask me. Well, it's not on a Mako though. Back in the day.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty cool, man, to see you do that, Case. I know that James, every time he was up on the podium when he was finishing the race, he had a huge smile on his face.
Definitely. So yeah, we're gonna just keep riding and see how it goes, and make sure we're not biting off too much more than we can chew.
Well,
and have fun, as Steve always says.
You have to have fun.
Go out and have fun.
Yeah.
So that was going to be what I talked about next, and this is like kind of out of our wheelhouse. But so Steve has a rider, Zach Osborne, that also did the ISDE 6 days. Is that what it was?
Yep.
And so you have to work on your bike. You got to do the whole thing. But when he transitioned over to that, did you help at all? Like, or did you
He wasn't with us.
At that time? He wasn't?
No, he was on Hondas, if I remember right. He was riding for Geico. It wasn't for us.
Oh, it wasn't?
We did do the GNCC last year when we were on
That's the one I was thinking of then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, that was just...
And then Sipes did some of that stuff, too. That was, like, the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of out of everybody's wheelhouse, but the reason I was asking that question was not because of any of the business side of things, but was like, what did you learn that wasn't motocross? Because that would help Casey. Like, was it like what he learned, like stabilizers and wheel sets and stuff like that?
The drink is the biggest thing. Like having a drink ready, like if you come by and, like how they have the straw and like basically just use this water bottle here.
Yeah.
And then they poke a hole in the top, zip tie like a little, like piece of rubber, basically, 18 inches long, so that you can suck on it. It'll hang, but you have it in your mouth, and you just suck on it, and then when it's gone, you just drop the straw, and off it goes.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
the drink's a huge deal then.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys hydrate when you were on at the Mint?
We Camelback.
Oh,
They
you
had
did?
those too.
Yeah.
But then they still, like, 'cause they do 3 hours or whatever it is,
Were those filled with like Pedialyte or something, or
Yeah, whatever they.
Cytomax or something, whatever it was?
Something, yep.
Dang, Case, that's a huge one right there. That's a huge tip.
Yeah. So here's what I'm hoping. It doesn't mean it's going to go this way, but because of all the cycling and mountain biking and endurance racing that I already have done and do, I'm hoping I can bring a little bit of that. I'm sure everybody's already thinking of this, but a bit of that to the to the program. So you're not starving yourself, because to your point, absolutely think of all the calories that you're in a deficit, and you need to get that back in there. And I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but somebody makes a freaking it's Wi-Fi controlled button on the handlebar with a pump motor in the Camelback or backpack. So
what does that
hit
do?
The button so that you're not having to try to get it in your mouth. It's already in your helmet, and you just open your mouth and it shoots it straight in there instead of having to. How cool is that?
Dude, that's crazy. Did you guys see any of that at the GNCC?
No, we just had the
regular one?
The little thing zipped, and then they just reach up and suck on it and then spit it out or whatever.
Dude, you're getting all high tech over here with the Wi-Fi.
I feel like that's from mountain bike, right?
Say again?
Is that coming from like the mountain bike stuff?
No, I think these guys. I think they did it for vehicle stuff first. I can't remember the name of it.
NASCAR boys.
But to the point though, if you're in, you know how it is with you gotta wait till you have a section that you can get your hand off, to get the bite valve in your mouth.
Right.
And what I've learned on the bicycles is there's plenty of times where you get past that time that you should have eaten, that you should have gotten the calories in, but you're like, I just need to get through this section or whatever. And as soon as you get your body figured out, it's like, for me, it's between 45, 48 minutes. I need to get sugar back in.
Yeah.
And if you miss that, you can't catch up. So I guess my point is, if you could get on that, like, that's like totally half the battle, because however many hours in, everybody's wrecked the same pretty much. So if there's a way to, it just makes the whole thing safer. It doesn't mean you're winning or not, but like, if your body and mind are in the right place, it just seems like it just would end up being a safer finish. You know what I mean? Just taking more risk out as possible.
Yeah, it's not like we were going as fast, but when we were doing the Ironman stuff, like, that was exactly like I would concentrate almost all my efforts on making sure that I ate before I was hungry and drank before I was thirsty, because there was no way. Like, I did a couple rides for I think 120 miles on the bicycle and bonked like right in the middle of it because I forgot to eat. But once you eat,
you can't catch up.
Once you eat, you can go through the whole ride and come back and you're fine.
Right.
If you keep up with it. So that's a really, really good point, man. What were the dudes doing in GNCC? 3 hours, I guess they don't have to eat or do anything, right? They just go.
They would take gel packs and stuff like that just to try to.
When they get to the pits or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you're trying to get them in and out. Like
super
fat.
Quick, yeah. And they have like those really quick fuel tanks and all that stuff. Did you put a big tank on your bike,
7
Casey?
seconds to drain.
Dang.
No,
really?
not yet. Still,
maybe.
Still
I mean, it's fast. Like it. Maybe call it 10, but I mean, it's like, that thing is done.
And then they just jet out?
Yeah, you're doing shit. You're trying to do fillet, goggles. We had to do the goggles because it was raining when we were there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Downpoured out of nowhere. The drink, the gel, gloves, if they want gloves, like, they're in and out in like probably 15 seconds.
That's nuts, dude.
So awesome. And how long were the loops, Steve?
Probably not
20 minutes, 22 minutes, somewhere around there. So like you could time it. Like I knew, like when he would pass me back, I could, because we had electric bikes.
Yeah.
And then we would ride the electric bike back to the truck.
Yeah.
And then you'd get everything ready, and I had 5 minutes to make sure, there was obviously a crew there. So we still had another 5 minutes before he would get to us.
Nice.
Dude.
So the fuel, the quantity of fuel doesn't come into play on those, but getting it in there quickly does.
Correct,
That's good because
yeah.
you can keep the bike light and such. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was like every other lap, I think they did. They didn't do it every lap, but you had to be back there in case he decided he was coming in, because.
Dang, dude, it sounds like there's so much. I'm stoked for you, Case, to be able to do that. Were you doing a lot of that stuff, James, or were you just filling it and then going when you got done?
So first year, we just had the regular screw-on the IMS.
Yeah.
And
the screw-on gas cap?
Yes. I watched my buddy Ryan go into the pit in front of me, and they had the quick fill on the IMS tank, dumped it, and I'm coming into the pit where it's like 20-mile-an-hour zone or whatever. So I'm cruising, and he pulls in, and I swear it was like 1, 2, 3, and he was gone. And I pull in, and they had to fill me out of a 5, and it was like forever. It was like an eternity. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not happening again. So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's fast. Like, it's done. You wouldn't.
That quick fill setup, that might be something you want to do too, because it's not like, hey, we want to, win the whole thing. But, man, when you watch someone in front of you get that splash.
Especially if it's your homie.
Yeah, you're like, oh, dang, I messed up now,
And you got to make up all that ground.
Totally. And Steve will back me up on this one. But same thing in the RC realm, like when we're doing those 45 and hour-long minute mains. Same thing. You have to fuel, like, if you're lucky, you're going 10 minutes or so. So do the math. But you're coming in a bunch, and you can do a bottle, which would be the same as, like you said, with the, unscrew the cap and do all that. And we've all sat there and watched how long that long fuel goes, and you're all pissed off. Somebody's using a fuel gun, so it's fast, but at the same time, it's safer because it fills it full every time and stops. So it doesn't. There's no chance of overfilling and getting on your pants. Blah blah blah.
That's the worst, getting gas on your pants.
Oh my god!
Or the flame out, and then you're trying to find the stupid gun, and then trying to bump it. Then your driver's up there yelling. Yeah.
Sounds like you missed it a little bit.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
Hey, so since I moved, I wanted to go back to the RC. Well, you're a nitro guy, but like I have a little short course truck or whatever. I've been wanting to go to the RC car track big time. So I don't.
You can drive them at the on the BMX track at the house.
Oh, you really? Yeah, I'll come over there and do that.
Now and again,
dude. I'd be stoked on that. Get back to the RC car days. I haven't even got to drive that thing except for once. So, so John Lewis said that kit that you're talking about for the hydration, I think it's called, that's a Fluid Logic kit, I believe. I don't know if that's what you use.
I think that's it. I think he's right. Yep.
Oh, and he said that Barstow race from Barstow to Vegas was 150 to 200 miles, give or take. But they went.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were riding huge tanks back then.
Right. On Makos, and you were lucky if you had one shock.
Yeah. I don't know how they did it back then. But that, like I said, that is super cool that you're trying to do this, Case. I think it'll be really, really neat to see your progress. Are you going to do any races in the meantime?
There are a few that I would like to do here in Arizona. There's a couple of sprint enduros, and that last one, or the first one, I guess I should say, that we did was a sprint enduro. So it was kind of similar to what Steve's saying. 25 miles, come in, do the thing. It was only 2 laps for old me, but the pros went 3 laps. I wasn't quite ready for that, so maybe next time I'll be ready for that. So yeah, going to try to do some stuff here and there, and just get the fitness back up. Get rid of this COVID mess I got going on.
Dude, I don't know if you guys can hear it in Casey's voice, but he's like pretty serious about this. Like he's like training and doing all kinds of fun stuff with this.
Well, there's some ulterior motive too. Like I got a couple of things that I want to get moving here with my kids. Maybe do a little kind of lifestyle, kind of branding kind of deal. Like it's not really defined yet, but I'd like to take all these different genres that I've been involved in at a decent level and just try to do something with it that I could, have later on with the kids. And, it's not going to make $1 jillion or anything, but you just never know,
Yeah. And plus it'd be fun for the kids to get into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think just being around, more off-road and back to my roots a little bit more, maybe that'll help me get creative and figure something out.
Now that I think about it, you're trying to get the kids into their dirt life.
Absolutely.
That is pretty cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but we posted some stuff on social media where we took out my YXZ, the unicorn, and got Casey's daughter Lily to be able to drive that thing around, taught her how to shift with it and everything. It was really cool to see him and her driving that thing around and learning it. She got it way quicker than I thought. I don't know if you've seen the same with your boys. Like, you kind of show them a little bit of the ropes, and then all of a sudden they just take it and go.
Yeah. No, it's Parker he was riding a 65 here not too long ago, and he hadn't rode one for 2 years. And I remember the last time he had rode it, he struggled getting it, start, stop, and with the clutch. And the next thing you know, I was like, he's off riding, like shifting gears.
That's cool.
On the pipe, everything. I'm like, where'd this kid come from?
That's really cool.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool to see.
Awesome.
Well,
it's super cool also to see these guys progress too, Steve. It's pretty awesome. I know you guys don't show a bunch of that, but when you do, I'm pretty pumped when I see it, and I know there's a fire in them you don't even have to try. I'm sure they're just super pumped on it.
No, they are. Yeah, I'm not a big social media guy, according to George earlier.
So I asked Steve to send me some pictures, and he goes, we'll see if that'll happen or something like that.
Yeah, I don't really I'm on there just to see because, you almost have to be the police sometimes with work.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, every now and again I'll post something.
I think that's probably good for a team manager to not have to whore out on social media and put all of his life on there. So I don't fault you for that at all.
Totally.
But I do think it's cool when you do maybe post a story of the kids and stuff because it really gets everybody excited to see what they're doing because obviously they're having fun.
Yeah. No, they're always having fun.
So did any of the girls that want to ride bicycles or anything anymore, Case, after seeing the dirt bike stuff?
Not really. It's a bummer too because one of Lily's buddies is like on the high school mountain bike team and stuff, and I'm like, I'm sure Steve can attest to this, like way more to a bigger level than I would. But I'm like, you have no idea if you wanted to do this, like it's full factory. Like you don't have any idea how good you'd have it, but you can't force it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just got to let them do what they want to do.
Let them do, and if for some reason they say yes, then it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, exactly. So your kids, Steve, have been doing the bicycle stuff, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's rad, because that's the foundation right there.
It teaches so much fundamentals that they probably don't realize it. I think they realize it a little more now.
Yeah.
But being able to jump and figure things out, and Parker is like now starting to jump a lot.
Really? Like into it?
Like it was like the light switch turned on, like that's out of nowhere. Like it's crazy. It's good because it like everything that you're doing transitions over to a dirt bike.
Yeah, 100%. And it doesn't even have to. It's just the fundamental of like moving and stuff. Like it'll be better when he gets his driver's license kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of the questions I was going to ask too, because you're a big Davey Millsaps guy. Are you
He's at my house right now waiting for me?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So sorry, Davey.
Who wants some pizza too?
Yeah, exactly. So do you guys get to hang out with the kids and go bicycle riding all together?
His kid actually is. He stopped and. Davey said he would never, ever, ever. Nope, he's not racing. Nope, never. And guess what they're doing?
Really?
Racing dirt bikes.
Here we go.
Nice.
But it's on his kid does the works races and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's actually really good.
Oh, right on.
And he looks just like his dad, and it couldn't be any funnier.
Like style and everything on a bike, or you're talking about like just like facial?
Well, that too, but on a bike to a T.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, that's pretty cool. That's probably funny for you because then now you can compare them both, right?
Dude, I laugh. I can't help it.
Right on,
He's
man.
got the neck donut on the helmet and the whole shebang.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does everything the same?
Dude. And when he stands on the bike, he looks just like his dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Tall
That's
too?
cool.
He is tall.
Right on,
Yeah.
man. That is super cool. Well, I'm pumped for you, Case. I really, really do think that you're doing an awesome job trying to get back into it, and also for a good reason too.
Yeah, definitely. Having fun for sure. And like I said, if I can do something together with the family, even better.
Yeah, for sure. And so the one thing that I want to make sure that all of our audience knows is that it doesn't matter when you get on a dirt bike or whatever reason. The catalyst for Casey getting back on a dirt bike was because he missed his father. And that was the thing that
He just texted me.
did he really?
Yep. It's a neck donut.
It's Invicto.
So he's listening.
Yeah, perfect. Sorry, Davey. We're keeping Steve a little too long here. We'll send him home with some pizza. But yeah, so Casey, his catalyst to getting back on a dirt bike was because him and his father used to do it together. And so I think that's just super cool. So anybody that's out there that wants to get back into their dirt life, I think you guys should definitely take into consideration safety first, always. But do it, man. Have a good time. So I appreciate
and
you.
You're never too old. You just go slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, right? So
Yep.
unless you're Casey, you're putting all this effort into it to get out there and do it again.
No.
You just want to be as strong as you can so you can be safe, right?
Exactly.
Hey, so before you go, I just wanted to tell you that we have some hydration here in the studio that Ryan over at KMC sent for us doing such a good job in the first year that they were partners with us. It's called KMC Checkers or Wreckers Double Danger IPA.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably a little different hydration, but sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'll try to get some of these to be chilled out by the guys at KMC, and we'll bring them to the Mint 400 and give you one when you finish, bud.
Sounds good.
Cool, dude. Thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it, and keep kicking ass.
All right, you guys too. Good to hear from you.
Thanks.
See you, Casey.
Take care.
Later, bud.
See ya. Bye. Dude,
it's funny because you guys have been in the industry and doing all these races and all this stuff for so long. It's kind of it's almost like I had to pull it out of you guys to be able to talk about some of the things that you've had experience with, because you don't even realize it, right? Like it's like in the back of your head and it's like forgotten kind of thing. But those things that you guys did remember were really cool, because those will help Casey a lot when he goes to race, and they'll also help out any of the new, we'll call them beginners or off the couch guys that are trying to get back into it, because there's a lot of people that listen to the podcast that are very similar to the situation that Casey is. George Egan just said that he wanted to buy his first side-by-side. In fact, he corrected me and said he wants a YXZ, and he lives out in the Midwest, I think he said. But those are a lot of the people that we have that listen to the show, so it's really cool that you guys were able to drum up that stuff and remember those things to help everybody out. All right, well, it's been a little while since we've been on the show so far, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back to talk a little bit more about the Rockstar Husky Supercross season. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target, and we are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
You ready to test these tires out? I was born ready. Let it rip.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UT, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period. Yeah, finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So all torch, you can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like, let's say, a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up instead of...
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah, also as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel, and then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything, so that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy, we are back, and man, it was cool to talk with Casey. I haven't talked with him in a little while, and miss him being on the show. But it was also cool for him to get, I wouldn't call it expert advice, but pretty damn good advice.
I don't know about expert. But
yeah, but
some advice.
Pretty awesome advice. So thank you guys all for staying with us. We really appreciate it. It's going to be cool to see him do that Mint 400 race. But we'll talk about a little bit more of that as the time comes. And I think what we should talk about right now, though, is something that I've been super excited about for the last 2 months. Supercross. So none of us have been able to go to Supercross. This thing that we call COVID has pretty much jacked all that up, except for this dude, Steve Westfall. So maybe you could give us a little bit of the insight about stuff that's been going on. You don't have to give away team secrets or anything, but maybe some of the fun stuff.
There's definitely no team secrets.
But maybe some fun stuff that you guys have been having at the races. Because, I mean, to me it looks like I don't want to say it's business as usual. It's business as usual with a couple caveats, right? But, like, how has things been going since you guys started racing in January?
It's been going good. I mean, it's decent. It started out a little rough. I mean, I wouldn't say rough, but not, where everybody thought they should be, where we should be.
And you're just talking about results, though.
Yeah, results. I mean, that's just – it's part of it, unfortunately. I mean, you think you're stepping up, and then somebody else steps up, or another program, or whatever. And
yeah, because your lap times are at the track are looking all good, and then who knows what a green guy has or a red guy has.
Right. Yeah, it just changes. So I mean, basically you're staying in a little bubble, your pod.
Yeah.
So you're stuck within that group. Supposed to be. Definitely on race days.
Yeah. Yeah, so, absolutely.
But.
Well, there's everybody's friends of friends.
But exactly, that's the hard part, and that's what people don't realize. So, but other than that, I mean, you're there. I mean, you're stuck.
Yeah.
12 days.
And you really are in your own bubble, right?
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me to think. Like, James did mention at the beginning of the show, or maybe you mentioned it to me privately, like you always remembered going to Anaheim 1. Like that was the deal, right? Like, dude, I'm going there. All my friends are going to be there. Like the hype was huge, and like that doesn't happen anymore. So like we all get to sit on the couch. Like, has it been different from the fan perspective?
Yeah, I'd say a little bit. I mean, they've sold out. I mean, at every round that they've had fans, they have sold out.
What's the capacity? Like 30% or something?
It depends on the venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
how
know,
big they are.
it changes. Like they said that at Jerryland or Jerry World, wherever, Dallas was supposed to be 15,000, but I mean, it looked more like 40 to me.
Dang, that's pretty bitchin'.
Which, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because it helps us and the sport and everything, and you know, everybody's starting to get back into normal.
Yeah, well, not to keep on the
normal, but
yeah, at least be getting better. Not to keep on the COVID tip, but like Arizona, you don't have to wear masks anymore. You can do whatever you want, pretty much now. So
that's how it was in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, people are still like I fuck you a little bit if you're not wearing your mask or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
your choice.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
exactly.
Like, I mean, sorry. I mean, if I don't want to, no offense. I mean, if I don't want to wear it, that's on me, not.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you want to, if you feel
if you want to wear 10 of them, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. Just not in your car.
Yeah. And don't be a dick to me when you get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you. And that is cool, though, that to see that, well, first of all, it was cool to see that Supercross and Motocross were kind of sticking to it and being like some of the first sports to keep going. But to know that now they're on the forefront or the leading edge of it, I think it's pretty cool, too. So
it's just the CDC.
That's
why we still have to wear the masks.
Right.
And everything else, which.
That's fair, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. They just, they have a job. We need to have jobs. So,
yeah.
I mean, as much as I hate to wear the stupid thing.
Who likes it, right?
But, I mean, it's paying the bills for my family at the end of the day. So
yeah, and the riders and everybody.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I totally see what you're saying. But as far as like the Supercross season, did it kick off the way that you thought it was going to? Like, what expectations did you guys have?
I wouldn't. I mean, Houston was.
I mean, we know your motto is go and have fun, right? But
yeah.
like, you got to, as a team manager, you got to be like business oriented. We got to go and do these tasks. Like,
it was like a lot of. It was more pressure. I felt more pressure going into the season for whatever reason.
Well, you came off some pretty badass outdoor results.
I know, but it's like I wasn't really the team manager then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like now and then all of a sudden it's like
you're a newbie.
Yeah, and and you like want to try to prove that this is still the same, and it was just different. And I feel now it's getting like it's
working its way up.
Yeah, like it's almost like it's a little a little less stress, but still it's a little different.
Yeah. Well, how was it changing roles then and going into your position to be a team manager, starting off in we're going to call it not a normal world?
It was different.
Yeah. So it just made it that much more difficult, or
it was just more. It was just different. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
there's probably no. I mean, all the rules are changing.
Yeah.
With everything, so that's probably a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, because now you got to be the dickhead at the end of the day, right?
Well, yeah, but like, so for argument's sake, like you got to be the dickhead no matter what, because you're trying to get results and you're trying to have the team do good. But like, that's just the boss, right? That everybody's boss is a dick. It doesn't matter if you work at Microsoft or if you work at IMG or whatever it is. Yeah. Like, so, but the tasks kind of still stay the same, just for argument's sake, right? Like, even though COVID is around, a team manager is still a team manager, right?
Yeah, tasks still. I mean, they were still similar. But then there was some other stuff that you get. It's like everything. You stay in it for long enough. Oh, here you go. You can do that.
Yeah.
And then you get something else, and then it's you know what I'm saying? Like it always just seems to, build a little more. I guess. I don't.
Yeah, I guess because it's not your first rodeo. You've been around for a good amount of time. That's pretty cool though that you're able to learn and go through all this stuff now. So when the seasons get back to normal, in quotes, like it's gonna be like a breath of fresh air for you.
Yeah, because the meetings that you have about all the masks and the CDC and all the crap, you're like
just throw all that out and waste the time. Yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy. Well, I'm glad that you're doing it all good. How do you feel about your performance so far?
Me as a
team manager,
mediocre.
Yeah, you want to do better? I like that style though.
I think I could do better.
Yeah, I like that attitude because
I try to do the best that I can, but there's some things I could probably do a little better.
Dude, I love that style though. Like that's like a total racer mentality, right? You come home from the races, this is what I could have done better. This is what I could change. This is what I could do to the car, the bike, whatever it is. Like that's the way we all think sitting here.
Right.
My guys are good though.
Yeah. You got a really good team.
Yeah, I got a good group of guys for sure.
And you all like to have fun.
We try. I mean, we'll have a beer after the race, you know?
How about a KMC Checkers or Wreckers? Do you guys have a wheel company?
No.
For the team?
No.
Oh, maybe we should. I'll send you home with some beers.
I mean, I know Murph would love this because it's an IPA.
There you go. Should we send him home with some beers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink them, so.
Yeah. So we'll send you home with some beers. You can take a picture with them. Then we'll send them to KMC. That'll be your resume. Yeah, we'll get you going.
All right.
Then we can put some wheels on your side-by-side, too, then.
Yeah.
There you go. So talking about Supercross, there's been – let's take your Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team manager hat off. If you're just a fan like these dudes right here sitting next to you, what's been the highlight so far of your Supercross season?
There's been a couple, I would say.
What's the first one? Because like me, I'm a fan of every single rider on the track. Yeah. But like I love the adversity that Roxon has faced over the past couple of years. Not that I love him getting hurt, but that he's pushing so far. Because that's my kind of deal, right? Like I've faced adversity in my life, and I like to see that, and I see him come through it. When I see what Zach was only on the track for a couple races, but when I saw that and he was coming through, I was like, man, I like that that story. And then the stories of like Cincerillo just being bullet fast, and then unfortunately not having good luck. But and then there's so much mayhem on the track these days. Like it's crazy. I would love to hear because you've been there.
I would say, from my side, my actual team first.
Okay.
I would say that, Jalik and Styles coming out and just Jalik was good first one, had a little mishap in Daytona, then puts it on the box. Puts it on. I mean, like it just kept going, and then for Styles to lead as long as he did at Daytona,
Yep.
all but the 4 minutes of it. I mean, like it just, it's a good young group coming up through.
Let me be like fully honest with you here. When I'm seeing these young riders on your team do that, like I was sitting there watching from the couch, and I was thinking to myself, like, I wish that there was a fucking camera on Steve right now. I want to see his face because I'm pumped for him because I know he's smiling from ear to ear watching these dudes rip that hard. Because not to say it's unexpected, they're both fantastic riders, but when you see them out there, like – you can almost see the nervousness in their riding style, but then they're like, you give them another lap and they're a little bit more comfortable. You give another lap and they're more comfortable. And then you're like, shit, dude, this kid is learning how to go that fast and stay at the front of the pack.
Yeah.
So I know that you're seeing the same thing, but live and with your guys.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's good for them.
Yeah, it's super cool. And as a team manager, you got to be pumped.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So, and then with your hat off, your Rockstar Energy Husqvarna
without
team
that hat
on.
Kenny being through everything he's been through and be able to do, what he's done, and where he is, and then just Cooper being able to pour the coals on lately is.
Dude, and it's his mentality. Yeah. Like, I mean, all these guys are fit and they're all fast, right? Like, I don't want to say anybody is any different than Cooper, but his mentality and the brain power that he has seems like he's got that little, 1% extra. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just that because everybody else has a good, is in good shape, got a good bike. Like, I don't know what do you think it is?
It's just his mentality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's just once it just clicks and it starts rolling, it's hard to stop it.
Yeah, it really is.
Like it's cool. Just keeps
Plus,
going.
he's so fucking good at taking inside lines. Like it's like almost nobody can beat him on the inside of a corner.
He sets it up like he knows what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's almost like he studies them for weeks on end. Okay, if I do this, he'll do that. If I do that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he already knows what he needs to do before they're even to the next.
Yeah, like he can do a card reader kind of thing. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. What's your favorite part of the season so far, James? Have you watched any of it?
I just think it's carnage, man. These guys are going hard.
Oh, the lights class is insane.
Dude.
I don't know.
Are you talking about both coasts, though? Yeah?
I'm talking about more the West Coast right now. I mean, they're just like, you don't know who's going to win.
I don't even remember
5 rounds, 4 different winners.
Yeah, that's badass.
I mean,
what was it? I just saw someone fly out of a berm into a safety
Oh,
net.
that was Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah, Hunter Lawrence.
And I'm like, what? And it just, I don't know, man. Watching
These kids are going hard, dude.
Last year I didn't pay. I mean, I would watch Supercross, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because it's not here. So having more interaction.
Oh, you're all
obviously, with
upset
the
that you
TV.
can't go to Anaheim 1, so you're pushing it off, huh?
But I'm watching it on TV now. You know what I mean? Like now I'm like, oh, I'm interested, and it's been cool to watch the evolution too of the younger kids coming up. And like you said, like new breed. It's cool.
I feel the only thing that I feel like sucks though is these kids are going so hard, they're blowing themselves out, man. Like I wish that if they could just tune it back just a little bit, but if they tune it back, they're a 5th place dude then.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I feel like that's kind of the same way the 450 class is though too, because they're going wide open.
Need a start. Have to get a start.
Yeah, that's 100%. I didn't want to say that and talk about it, but like Supercross is way too. Everybody that starts good wins kind of thing. Like, I wish it was like. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier, like maybe let's just say early 2000s for lack of better years. Like you could see a dude like Carmichael or Chad Reed or somebody or James Stewart come from 18th and still get a podium.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely zero way that would happen now.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Like zero way it would happen. I wonder what that is, why that's become like. Is it because everybody's so regimented and everybody
They're just so close in speed now, and
nobody gets tired?
I also feel that the tracks. Like take, I don't know, Jason went down on the first turn at the second Dallas, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or went down on the first turn and went from last to 6th, but it was more of a technical track.
Right.
Like you had big rhythm lanes.
Yeah.
And like when they do that, the guys that actually jump them and can like make up time through there,
right.
Actually, it's better for them.
And sequence them repeatedly, yeah.
Right. Where then some of the guys, they just, not that they don't jump them, but they don't hit them every single lap. So if you don't do it, you can lose a second or 2 seconds, right? So
exactly. And what was that track? I think it was the last Dallas round maybe that was super fast and like they were quad and everything.
Yeah.
Like that one looked like you couldn't make up any time.
Yeah, that one. That's what I mean. Like that
it was
one.
Pointless. Like if you didn't get a start, you were dead. Like dead in the water.
Is that the one with the sand section in it?
Yes.
Right before the finish?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you couldn't make up zero time.
0 time there.
That was wild. That sand section was wild.
Yeah. Well, it's because they had dirt down and then they piled sand over the top of it. So then, if you notice at some
and
times
had those knuckles on it.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like there was no. I mean, they were obviously picking great lines, guys, but just out of nowhere, you'd see someone just bobble or
or shoot off the side.
Yeah, it looked.
What were the riders saying about that section? It was just all fucked up.
My guys didn't really say anything. To be honest with you,
just go.
Yeah.
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 And so I was gonna leave this for a little later, but we'll talk about it now because I'm so pumped on Jalek. Like when he, like you said, he kind of worked his way up those first few rounds, but like when he got on the podium, like you know him very well. So what was his demeanor? Like, was he just over the moon? Because he had the hugest smile, dude.
Yeah, because if his backstory and everything, understanding it and knowing it, and to where he was and where he is now today.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people would have wrote him off a long time ago.
That's so cool, man. One of these days we got to have him on the show to tell his story. He's got such a cool story, and he's just such a good kid, right? Mm-hmm. It's cool to see that. When you saw him get on the podium, were you well, how about this? When you saw him during that race, were you just like, dude, hold it together?
No, because what's funny is that race, he never jumped the whoops once. He blitzed them all day long from the beginning, first practice, and we've never been able to do that. And we had changed something prior to the race.
Oh, really?
And he was able to blitz it all day.
So just kept it consistent?
Kept it. And even as the main, he never once. He blitzed them all day long.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
And that was like, and you could see it. Like, every time he'd go in, he'd set the front wheel in a little further, and he was doing better. I mean, he's not setting it.
Yeah.
He's not setting any land speed records by any means, but he's consistent, and that's what it takes. I mean, you just got to be consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've dealt with so many riders. So hopefully, Davey's still watching. Somebody that was good in the whoops, right? Like, so it was cool. Probably
the best guy ever in
Yeah,
the whoops.
dude. Like, fourth gear wide open going through those things. Do they do that on the 250Fs, right? Like a
Jalik runs him in fourth.
Okay. So,
Yep.
well, he's lightweight, though, right?
Mm-hmm. But he's like, it helps him be able to get through him easier.
Yeah. So,
I remember back in the, not to get like, but with Davey, he like at his house in Georgia would hit him in first gear. These kids would be like, I can hit him in first, and he would just right across the top in first gear.
Yeah.
Because it's all about technique, throttle control, everything.
So what? Yeah, and like back in the day, like when I rode Supercross, I only got to ride a few of them, but like and Casey rode them as well. Like we would try to go into the whoops faster, but we were on 125, so they're super low horsepower. So usually we would start and have to shoot. We had stock motors. We'd start and we'd like start out in third and shift down to second and like just keep it pinned the whole time going through them. Man, it was like barely keeping up. But now the big guys, the 450s, they go in a couple gears higher. And
some do.
Well, depending on their
gearing.
their transmission. And but it's a completely different story. That's cool that Jalik is able to do that. Well, he's like I said, he's a lightweight kid, right? Mm-hmm. Those bikes have a lot of power, though, too. Well, you guys are doing some good stuff to them, I'm sure. So now that things are kind of settling down a little bit, how do you think? Well, I guess I'll ask this question in two forms. Who's going to get the most hole shots and who's going to win the championship? Because it's the same question in a different manner.
Which one? Which class?
I don't want to talk about the 250s yet because those are more exciting to me. I think the 450s, in my head, it's already played out. But I want to get your opinion on it.
I would say if Kenny doesn't do any damage control at this next Atlanta round, it's over.
Yeah. How about you, James?
Man, I don't know. I'm a Honda guy, but I like seeing the green bike up front, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because he's so wide open?
Yeah, I think,
I think his championship hopes are a little bit squirrely now that Cooper's been doing so well, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see, that's for sure. But the reason that I asked that is because of the thing that we just talked about Cooper's mentality. Like, I don't know how you overcome that without just hole shotting every time. Like, even if Cooper gets a second place start, if you hole shot, you have the advantage, right? Like, so the mentality game that Cooper has is
yes and no.
No?
Well, I mean, yeah, you do because you're up front, but then, like.
But doesn't that diminish it like a little bit, like his mentality?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, it's a yes, and because. I mean, if you're in second, you can see what the leader's doing. You know where he's going. You know exactly what he's doing.
So your advantage is high.
You can see and kind of pinpoint, and especially if you're faster in a section, then you know where you need to pass him at.
So basically, Roxon should start practice starts 24/7 from now on, and just always start right next to Cooper, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be the way to win the Supercross series.
Yeah.
I would think that, like, in my opinion, like, with somebody as strong mentally as Cooper Webb is, that's an approach that I would probably take. And I don't mean that that's bad juju or anything. That's just like literally a racing approach that I would take. Because there's no other way to do it. Like, the guys are all so fast, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How about you guys? Have you guys done anything to get better starts?
Trying.
I've seen the guys starting up front more.
Yeah, it's been better. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, it changes. It seems, like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I mean, Jason's definitely been better.
Yeah.
So
it looked like Dean was starting better now, too.
Dean's starting to get up there better. So, yeah. My 250 guys have been good.
Yeah, the 250 guys have been really good. If you had to pick a clear-cut winner, James, who would you pick?
For what class?
For the 450 class.
Are you talking championship?
Yeah, championship. Because there's only a couple rounds left. Like Steve said, I mean, like.
What's the options?
It's pretty much Roxon or Webb. I mean,
Is that it?
Kind of. I mean, your green guy is like, he's doing all right.
30 points back, I think.
Yeah, but and Barsha's been like showing glimpses.
See, I missed. Wait, what was this last weekend?
Or was it? We were off.
Okay.
Yeah. Dallas was the last one, right?
So it's 15 points to Webb first, 15 to Kenny, and
I mean, even 15
41
is,
back to Eli.
Even if, so 41 is pretty, 15 is still going to be a decent amount to make up, especially knowing how good Cooper starts.
Yeah. He's probably, I don't know. I'd probably.
You're going red, aren't you?
I'd go with Webb.
You're going Webb, even though you're a Honda guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, just to play devil's advocate, I'll just pick Roxon just because he's my boy.
It seems like the safer bet.
Yeah.
Hate to say it.
Hey,
I mean, Kenny's got to win the last 5, and Cooper finishes second, and Kenny wins it.
Yeah, but barely. Yeah, like squeaking by,
It'll
right?
be zeros.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, because it's 3 points between the two.
Yeah, the Casey just commented in and said Cooper Webb. So
it's because he's got a KTM now.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a big orange guy.
Yeah, he's on the bandwagon.
We already know his favorite color is orange. So, well, I did want to say though, like in the 450 class, that I was pretty impressed by both Dino and Anderson the last 3 or 4 rounds, because you could definitely see their speed increase and come up to the front of the pack. So it was pretty cool. I've always been a big Ando fan, so I really like the way that guy's style is. I don't know about you, James.
Yeah.
T-shirt hanging out. Everybody always calls it. Yeah. He just looks so good all the time. And he always looks like he eyes stuff up first before everybody else.
He's pretty good at picking stuff up and being able to jump it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's dig into the 250 guys, because that seems like what you're stoked about right now. So, who did you have on the East Coast?
RJ. But he broke his wrist and dislocated.
How's he doing now?
Pins come out Wednesday, and he'll be riding the 12th.
So outdoor ready?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
No, he'll be ready for outdoors, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then Jalik and Styles, both of them been doing, in my opinion, Styles came out swinging like a freaking badass. But in my opinion, both of them have done better than what I thought was going to happen, and I haven't seen anything like what you have. So what's your opinion on the boys?
Definitely Jalik's a complete 180 from last year. I mean, 180. Not
what was the
close.
change?
I think just a year and believing in yourself. I mean, he left Timmy Ferries.
So who's he riding with now?
He rides at Eldon's. Not that Timmy was basically a dad to him, and Evie was his mom, and he wanted a change, and the group wanted him to go there to see if that would help him or whatever, and so that's where he went, and it's been I mean, he's been riding good.
Yeah. We used to always say that, like, for me, like, we didn't have training facilities and stuff like that back when we rode, but I would always get to ride with Casey, who was just on, and he was clearly a lot faster than me, so it always gave me something to push, right? You always got a rabbit to chase, and I feel like that has a huge impact on younger guys like Jalik. Like, okay, so let's say the training regimen was the exact same at Timmy's and at Eldon's, like, but you have these Cooper Webb and all of these other guys to chase around now. How does that not make you better?
I think it's more lap times. You know what I'm saying? He knows where he needs, like you have everybody's lap time, so you know whether you're close or not.
Oh, okay. So it gives you something to chase that way? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it's been really cool to see those guys do well. Have you watched any of the 250 guys, James?
Just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, just whenever you get the chance?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been pretty wild to see those classes. And I honestly didn't think like the Pro Circuit guys were going to do as good as they did.
Yeah, they came out swinging on the West Coast side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Smith's out now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, Hammaker's been like this, which is expected as a rookie.
Yep.
Styles has kind of been like that. I mean, it's the learning curve.
Well, how do you feel about the way that Styles is doing? Dude, he's so freaking fast. Rocket ship.
That's what it's like. It's like I told him, he got second at Daytona pump for him. Couldn't be, happier. Like you led laps. Like you did everything you needed to do as a rookie, and you did it on your second race. Like that's big.
So now with the team manager, we can work with speed comes into play.
Yeah, but I'm like, don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
I remember having this conversation with him, and then the next weekend it didn't go, and he was all upset. And it's like, dude, I'm telling you,
Yeah. Plus it's a long road. You don't need to go blow your wad right away. Like he's got time. He's got that much speed coming out the gate. Like it's so cool to see that. Where do these kids get this freaking speed from though, man? Like God.
I don't know. Styles is from Bakersfield, so I don't know what they got going on up there, but
Something in the water in Bakersfield?
maybe.
Taft has some big booters.
Yeah, it does. Have you ever seen the jump that they do in the side-by-sides in Taft? Dude, it's a massive step up. Have you hit it?
I did not get to hit that in the side-by-side, no.
That one going up the hill? I don't know how big it is, dude, but it's a massive step up. I mean, massive. Like, I'd probably be sketched out to hit it on a dirt bike, and dudes are hitting on side-by-sides. It's sweet, though. Yeah, so it's cool to see those guys doing well. How is it, the 450s, if you don't get a start, you're screwed, but how is it in the 250 class for those dudes? Same?
Jalik's a good starter, so he's usually been up there, you know. And Styles isn't too bad. It's like, it all, you know, again,
depends
you have
on the day.
Well, no, yeah, kind of sometimes, but, you know, you have to qualify well, right? So you got to start, you know, and then that dictates your gate pick.
Right.
You know, and then you got to do good in the heat, and then say something stupid happens, and then you're, you know, say you get 8th.
Yep.
Okay, well, now you get 16th or 15th gate pick. So you could be either way inside or, you know, like it all, it's –
I feel like that's in a lot of motorsport, though. Like, I don't know if you guys do this at all at the races, James, but so when we would do the Lucas Professional Series in side-by-sides, I would tell my team, I would say, no matter what we do, the most important time that we're on the track is the last lap in practice and the first lap in qualifying. Because the first lap in qualifying, you can find your place and get a gap, and it sets up the whole weekend, that one – like half a lap little experience on the first lap, because then you can get your heater. And if you don't get your heater, your whole weekend is jacked. That was always the most important time. As a team manager, how do you manage all those things with all the riders?
That, like, still working with it with Jalik. It's been 2 years. He doesn't get it. He doesn't, like, I mean, he's getting better, but he doesn't realize how much, like, qualifying, like, he'll, like, do a lap and roll. Do a lap. Or maybe 2, and then roll. And it's like, dude, you're like, you got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how you guys do it.
Yeah, it's
qualifier.
timed. Yeah. And then, like, 30 seconds left, he'll roll into the mechanics area and ask him what he needs to do different. It's like,
dude, yeah.
You should have done that at, like, 5. So now he's
learning.
Getting better. Yeah. We're 5 races in now.
I think being so regimented during his training program is probably helping turn over to the racetrack a little bit, I would assume. That's cool that they're able to understand that. Well, they're young too, so. But I think that probably sets up the whole weekend, and we've seen it in the 450 class too. Like Roxon had that bad qualifying day, and that kind of, I don't know, turned a corner for the bad race and then a bad start to the season. Like, it's really, really about those individual setup pieces to get that whole shot. It's nuts, man. It's so crazy. And it's the same way, like, can you think about, like, when we were talking about Supercross, James, all of the lap times at Lucas Off-Road, they're like 48-second to a minute lap times in the Lucas Off-Road series. The top 10 guys weren't even half a second apart usually.
Right.
Now they're doing that in Supercross. Like, how tight that is. That's insane, right?
Well, that's what I was just thinking, like, with a qualifier and, like, how you just said, like, start to the season. It might be a small win, but that little win's going to take you a long way, even headspace. You know, so that's what, like, I think a lot of people don't think about. If you can do good right out of the gate or do, you know, as best as you can, I mean, that little win can take you a long way.
I feel like that's kind of what Barsha did. He kicked it off, and then now he's still doing fantastic. He's just competing against badass dudes.
Yep.
Like, so it's crazy. Well, that's actually a good question to bring up now that I think about it. Like the gas and the Austrian program, like how is it working with 2 different brands now since you're the white guys against the orange guys and the red guys? You guys share a lot of resources and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, Sunday through Friday, it's, you know, one group, but Saturday you're on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you have a question, but, you know, like.
Has it been pretty cool, though, seeing the growth of all of the companies and all of the different teams?
Yeah, I don't know how they. Yeah.
I mean, and I don't mean the business side of it.
No,
I mean, like, all of the people. So you have all of these guys that still have jobs and still have to be able to come to the track and stuff. And
yeah, I mean, it's good for the industry.
Yeah, I think it's super cool.
You just added a whole nother brand.
Right.
You know, the sad, not to get off that, but then the sad part is you have, like, Suzuki that's just kind of like, where are you going?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
nobody knows. But that's what I mean, though. It's like a saving grace kind of thing. But it's really cool for me being an outsider, just a Supercross fan, to be able to see that, to be able to understand that all of the guys in the pits still have jobs and they're still just working for a different team. You still get to see them on the weekends or whenever the dates are. It's pretty rad. And I'm sure that there is secrets that are shared, so it's cool to see that your hard work helps other people too.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the kids, how do you think they're going to do as the years progress going into the larger class? Like, what are the plans for those guys?
My Jalik and Styles, or just in general, like the class?
I would say Jalik and Styles because it's a more related to you. Like, I never got to get into a professional. Like, I only got to do a couple races, so they're already ahead of what I was. But I would like to understand what the path that I would have taken was. So that's why I'm asking.
I would say Styles is probably a little bit further ahead than where I, would have thought. Honestly, Jalik is probably right on course. So I think that, like, it's usually 3 to 4 years. It doesn't matter. If you go back in over time, 3 to 4 years is usually when the kids start to learn, because the problem is you have all these older guys.
Right.
And no offense to them, because they're making a living still riding a dirt bike, right? And then you have these younger kids coming up, and it's like, okay, the younger kids are trying to, get into it and do better, but however, you still have all these older guys that are still in the class that are like 8, 7, 6 years older. And you don't think about it. When you were 19, 20 years old to if you're 28, like, how much knowledge did you gain over those?
Sure.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, so like it's the same with this.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And you almost have to. It's almost like a corporate environment where you got to push somebody out to be able to get that spot.
And that's what, like, I wouldn't say Europe does it best, but once you're 23, you're gone to the 450 class.
Yeah.
But then the problem is now you're running out of rides in the 450 class.
Yeah.
Where's everybody going?
Yeah, especially because they can stay strong longer now.
Yeah, so that's why you still have a lot of these older guys still down in the lights class, and then they have the point system, and
Yeah. And speaking of older guys, Brayton is still one of my faves too. Dude, that guy just so badass.
He's still rolling.
Yeah, he's still such a badass, man. Well, we know you got your buddy at your house. Is he texting you still?
He said, "Fuck, I love the whoops."
He really does. He did fantastic in the whoops. I still remember, and I think we talked about it on your show, that battle that he had with Kennard that one night in what race was that again?
Anaheim 1.
There you go. Do you remember that race, James?
What year?
2013.
Kennard versus Millsaps. They were just ripping that Anaheim 1, dude.
I can replay that in my head like over and over.
No, dude. I still drank. 2013. If I was, you said A1?
Yeah.
I guarantee you I was in the
mix?
Yeah, party zone right there. Like rider seating right there, that section smashed.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry.
That's perfect, though. Well, we'll kind of wind down the show now then. I really appreciate you coming in, dude, and hanging out.
I appreciate you guys having me.
So we do have the rapid-fire Q&A. Most of these questions you've already answered, but we're just going to do it live. We're going to shoot from the hip and see if any of these answers
Do I have
change.
to, like, do you want me to be honest? Can I swear? Just in case?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's do
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, so since he's going to swear, let's do Steve first, and then you can go after him, James, all right? Dunes or the river?
Oh, river.
River? Yeah, because you like the boat.
Yeah.
Dunes. You're going dunes?
Yeah.
All right. Three-wheeler or quad? I should say death machine or quad god?
Shit, I'd take the death machine.
Are you?
Everybody had one back in the day.
Yeah.
What kind of death machine? Are you going like 200X, 250R, like Trail 70?
Shit, I had one of those, the Kawasaki. And I
the Takati? Is that called a Takati?
It was like a 175. Remember those back in the it was black and gray, black, gold, gray. It was one of the.
I remember the Takati.
Casey should chime in and see what it was called though. I don't know what it was. Was there? I didn't even know there was a Kawasaki that wasn't the Takati. Like I thought that was the only one.
Nah, it was like the cheaper. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say cheaper, but it was like a 175 or
like
something.
a balloon tire one.
Yeah, in the front and
Did it have shocks?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Cool. Quad god or
Come on, Casey.
Quad god or death machine?
ATC.
You're going death machine?
Yeah, for sure.
All day?
It's so much more fun to wheel around sideways.
Side wheel?
Yeah, that.
Oh, here we go. I'm not asking you this one. So we're going to ask James first, and then I'll switch the guys for you. Anderson or Osborne?
Anderson.
Tomac or Roxon?
Tomac.
Going Tomac. Okay. Little Smokies or Pizza Rolls? You go first, Steve.
Pizza rolls.
Okay. I thought you were going to pick Little Smokies, but
No.
where you at, James?
I'm still going pizza rolls.
All day. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. Hard.
Favorite soda? Actually, favorite energy drink?
Rockstar.
Of course, right?
I'd go Red Bull.
Okay, you're going Red Bull.
Yeah.
You're shooting for that Red Bull sponsorship right now?
Yes, I am.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, Steve? This is a new one. I don't think we had this one last time. when we
No,
answered it.
shit. I don't know.
Superpowers are crucial, though.
Disappear.
Like be the invisible guy,
Yeah,
or just like
disappeared, be invisible.
that would be kind of cool, especially if like you get a bad result, you can just disappear.
Yeah, just disappear.
Yeah.
No Raj coming over, nothing.
Don't get yelled at. What's your superpower, James?
Fly.
Yeah. Oh, you said that last time, didn't you? Yeah. Uggs or Crocs? I think you actually had to answer this last time.
Uggs.
You're going Uggs.
Uggs.
James,
I got
too.
Uggs.
Not on.
Not on, but I got some. I wear them in the winter.
Do you wear them on side-by-side rides?
Yep.
I knew it. I
Yeah.
could.
In
I
the
totally knew
dunes.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Have you?
My
taken-
wife got them for me for Christmas one year, and I'm like, I'm not wearing these.
Well, that
fucking
means you
things.
have to wear them. You don't have a choice. You can't.
Well, no,
return
and
them.
I actually, dude, like,
You like them?
yeah, and I wear them at a BMX track, and people make fun of me sometimes. And
Have
I'm like,
you
my
been-
feet are warm. I don't know about y'all, but
Have you taken the Razor to the dunes yet?
no.
Are you have any ambition to do that? Dude, it's pretty fun. Even like we don't go like get all nasty like all those videos you see. We just have a good time. I think you would like it.
Yeah, but I don't have paddles.
You don't need them.
We know
You
a
don't
guy.
need them?
Yeah,
you don't
you don't
need
need them, but we know a guy.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, most memorable race, and this I think you actually had to answer this last time, but it doesn't have to be a race that you did. It could be one that your sons did or anything, even with the guys.
I mean, seeing as how we're talking about, there it is right there, KLT 200.
KLT 200.
Yep, that's what it was.
I'm gonna look that up. Hey, Casey, if you
I
can,
think I said KLX, didn't I?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
So
isn't that the
whatever.
new side by side? But Casey, if you can send a picture of that in the comments, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Then we can totally judge Steve.
I would say for my own personal, like, there's two probably. There is two for sure. Baggett winning his first race as a rookie,
That was actually super cool.
and then Anaheim 13 when
Yeah.
Dickhead won.
Hey, he's at your house, dude.
Yeah, I
you can't
know.
talk too much trash about him.
Nah, he calls me asshole. He's Dickhead. So it works out pretty good.
All right, James, what's your most memorable race?
Personal works Havasu.
Did you do the gutter gap
Yeah.
in that one?
Yeah.
Whatever the canal channel
Yeah.
gap or whatever
in,
it's called?
In my Maverick.
How the hell did you do that, dude?
It was like this. Wow.
Yeah,
It hurt, man.
I was going to say, because there was no landing at that time, right?
Yeah.
So our buddy Jesse Nelson, I went to help him at the Works Havasu race, and I think it was the first time he'd actually raced at Havasu. He was doing it like decent in practice. I don't know what happened. He must have had a brain fart, but he got a pretty good, decent start, and he did the first lap, and he just knuckled it with the rear wheels, like didn't case it. And dude, he rode the fattest endo I've ever seen, and he has a hand control, so I think he was fully panic rev, like gripping the steering wheel. That's the only thing that brought him out, because he was dragging the front bumper and it pulled him out with those front wheels. It was freaking nuts. I go, dude, how did you not break your back again? You cased that thing so hard.
Shit.
That thing is crazy. And so now they built a landing for it. Have you ever seen this little like? So they have you jump over this little like river stream that goes back into the lake. So it's like a shortcut.
Oh, okay.
So you got to jump over the gator pit kind of thing. But
It's sketchy.
especially in an old school Can-Am like that,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know how you did that, because you got to be wide open out of that corner to be able to do that.
It was rough. And just that course, but when you're racing on the beach with people like that,
I mean,
was a lot of fun.
it looked badass.
Yeah.
But it was kind of single track after a while.
Sure.
And now all the dudes, it's like it's different than when you did it. Favorite flavor of ice cream, Steve?
Chocolate.
How about you, James?
Mint chip.
Mint chip. I'm going pralines and cream right now. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Dogs all day. What's the lady? Does she want dogs too? Or is she dog? She's a cat person?
Kid.
Kid?
That's gonna be it.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Ooh. I've been feeling Netflix lately. How about you, James? Are you going Netflix or YouTube?
I probably do. I go to YouTube more because I like just putting music on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
My kid's on now, apparently.
Uh-oh.
I'm
So,
in trouble now. No cussing.
Probably.
hi, it is Parker. Yeah, don't say anything bad.
Nah, he's heard worse.
Burrito or taco? Actually, how about this? What does Parker like more?
Taco.
Parker likes tacos better than burritos?
Well, he had tacos last night. I mean, he likes burritos too. I mean, it doesn't. I
What's
mean, it
he-
depends on what if we.
What mood?
Well, with the joint we went down to the other last night, he had to get a taco. They didn't make burritos.
Oh, I see. So
But then if we go to Chipotle, he'll eat a burrito.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I mean, it's all
What about a Tina's burrito?
What's that?
The ones they're in like the blue wrapper or green wrapper, depending on.
Oh,
the
I
flavor.
see. Yeah, the ones that you just microwave up?
Yeah.
Well, you got to dip those in ranch. Oof. That's like back in like high school days, dude. Well, okay. So burrito or taco for your new kid? What are you gonna train them on?
Quesadillas.
You're gonna train them on quesadillas.
Yeah.
That's good,
shit. Got one of those last night for the other one, and he didn't eat it
dude. Yeah, it sounds like your training experiment is gonna go like all over the
because
place,
they had
dude.
chicken in it.
Oh, ruined it.
I'm like, I give up.
Parker likes flautas and Uncle Rob's rice. Flautas are definitely good.
Yeah.
I had a couple of those today, and I may or may not have saved two for when I get home, Parker. So I'm going to eat a couple flautas when I get home. Let's see here. Oh, well, this is going back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. Supercross or motocross? And, okay, let's preface it. What would you rather ride, Supercross or motocross?
Motocross.
You're going motocross?
Motocross.
Yeah, same. And I agree with that 100%.
I sucked at it. So.
And then if I had to watch, I would pick Supercross too.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I mean, I like watching outdoors, motocross, whatever.
Yeah, but when
because
you're
those-
at the track, it's totally different than watching it on the
I
television.
like watching,
Yeah.
like when we go to the practice track and because you can see everything. You don't have to move around and bounce around a lot. So.
Yeah. Do you ever watch the races after? Since you're already at the.
Sometimes.
Yeah. It's so weird to think about
There
that.
it is.
What? Oh, you got the picture, dude. That thing. That's what is it called? KLT.
Yeah, 200.
Dude, that thing is fresh. That's the OG dealer picture too, like out of the catalog right there. Let me see your phone so I can put it
Is
in
that
front
a
of the
gold
camera real
wheels
quick.
too?
Dude, that thing is badass. That was your whip?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, you were shredding back
Shit,
then.
Did you have the bell to match? Like the Moto 3 to match?
No, I don't think so.
Was there a matching Moto 3 for that?
I feel like there was black with those stripes.
How do you know it was a Moto 3? Is that like just
I
you
don't
just
know.
made it
Isn't
up?
Back then.
Isn't that what they said? Like Moto 3 on them?
Oh, it was the
yeah,
one.
they did have those ones.
Yeah.
It was the one that had like a paper thin face right here. Like if you hit your chin on it, you
With,
were
like,
toast.
3 cuts.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. So old school. In fact, my dad, I think, just gave it away after we moved to Southern California, his old Moto 3. All right, so this is an easy one for me because Formula One kicked off this weekend, but what other form of racing would you like to try? And this has to be something that either you want to do or the kids want to do.
I always wanted to drive dirt cars,
So like sprint cars?
like dirt modifieds
Yeah.
with the big block motors, 358s. Always
Really?
wanted to do that. Yep.
Dude, that would be pretty gnarly. Have you ever got to get on a circle track at all?
No, but a kid that forever ago, from back home, he he'd started go-karts, then he started into those, and dude, he kills it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what the Paris Auto Speedway is?
Yeah, they have those over there.
Dude,
Yeah.
you're right. It's your backyard.
Yeah, I know, but
The opportunity is waiting for him. What about you, James?
I think I've done this one, but stage rally in a rally car.
Yeah, so that would be pretty sick. So to go back on what you're saying about the circle track stuff, I got the opportunity to train some people on circle tracks on UTVs out in Arizona. And so what we did was we took a stock Yamaha YXE and literally didn't change anything on it. It was bone stock. It was actually a play car, and put some Hoosier tires on it and went out there and trained some kids how to drive, well, and adults too. It was pretty cool because it actually taught me, because I had a professional sprint car driver teaching me how to go around the track before I taught the kids.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal how precise you had to be able to get around the track quick. And we're talking about like thousandths of a second, hundredths of a second, right? Mm-hmm. And in those cars, it was actually really fun. Like, and after the professional taught me how to drive that car out there, he's like, dude, that's actually not bad to drive a car like that around in two-wheel drive and have some fun. Like, he's like, it's not, I mean, clearly it's far from a V8, but it's not that far fundamentally to go around. So if you ever get the opportunity to do it in a side-by-side, would you like it?
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, the speed that we would get in even the play car, I think we were hitting right around like 75, almost 80 going down some of the straightaways, and it was a short track too.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And you could pick either in like middle line, outside line.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. And the amount of throttle control that you had to have was phenomenal. Like, there's no way that like off-road guys, like dirt bike guys or short course guys, have an easy time at that. Like, because you got to be way, way different of a driver. Because it's not just mash and go.
Yeah.
So it was fun for sure. All right, man. The holy grail of questions: chips and guacamole or French fries and ketchup?
French fries and ranch.
Dude, he goes that way every time. All right, James, what about you?
I'd park right next to this guy. If you're going to lunch, dude, here I am, right here.
Sitting right next to him?
Yeah.
You guys are
more
gonna...
ranch, dude.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Steve. We really appreciate it, dude.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks always, James, for being such a supporter of the show, hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it. If you guys do want to check it out, you can always check out the safety stuff that James has for side-by-sides, and look at IMG Motorsports. It's at IMG Motorsports on Instagram. You can always slide into Steve's DMs. Just kidding. Yeah,
my wife would be pumped.
He probably won't answer you. He's not a big social media guy. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We really appreciate everybody just always being supporting.
Let's see if I got any now.
Slide into your DMs.
I got 3.
Really?
Yep.
Nice. People already jacking you up. But yeah, thank you to the guys over at KMC Wheels. You can always go to KMC UTV or KMC Wheels on Instagram and check out all the fun stuff that they have. They have tons and tons of cool products. I know that they've been releasing wheels like left and right, just super, super cool stuff. So definitely check them out. Thank you to the guys over at Shock Therapy for always having our back. Please go check them out. Get a ride improvement system or some springs like Steve did, and increase your ride in your UTV. Thank you to the guys over at EFX Tires for always having our back. Got some bad boys back here, but there's some really, really cool tires. We're going to take some pictures of the Unicorn pretty soon here, and you guys can see the new tires that we got on that bad boy. Those things are super, super cool, look super predictable, and going to be awesome to be able to ride with those things. Thank you to the guys over at Zollinger Racing Products. Like I said before, they're making like next level stuff for your UTV, so go check it out. Use the code DIRTLIFE at ZollingerRacingProducts.com. Thank you to the guys at CryoHeat. Josh over there is doing fantastic work, so go to cryoheat.com and check it out. Or give them a call and tell them that the Dirt Life sent you. And thanks to the guys over at Solderweld, Dirt Life code at solderweld.com. So next week, we're going to have an awesome show. We're going to be at the 4 Wheel Parts dealership in showroom in Temecula, California with Ethan Groom. It's going to be pretty cool. And we have Maddie Wedeking of PRP Seats, who's also a former guest of the Dirt Life show. She's going to be co-hosting with. And so it'll be neat to have the kids on and talk to both of them about their future in side-by-side racing and the things that they have been dealing with over the past couple years. So we look forward to seeing you guys next Monday night live at 5. So we'll see you then. Have a good week. Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.